Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit the ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody, guys. Now let's take a look at the gold market. So this is just very fast update. We do not need the 4-hour time frame chart, not need the daily chart. We will take a look only on the hourly chart because the price action that we have discussed recently stands here, and the hourly chart shows the nearest time perspective and what we expect to see on the market. So yesterday, as you know, it was really, in fact, neutral comments from Mario Draghi concerning the European Union economy, the European Central Bank policy. So actually he said nothing really new and nothing really interesting. So rate was held at the same level, and all major questions have been postponed on the discussion to September meeting. So as a result, market right now turns to its attention to data that should be released in the United States market. And yesterday it was the good order statistics released, and initial claims. Initial claims has dropped, orders have increased, and that has made impact in the gold market. So finally, the price action that we have discussed has been completed perfectly, and as you can see, indeed, our doubts and warnings that market indeed could show some minor spike up before downward action will continue to the XOP target could happen, because yesterday we discussed some bullish signs that have been formed here, and indeed, take a look, market has formed the butterfly that we have discussed, and then market collapsed based on the data that has been released right to the XOP. Right now, markets tend to the support. So this is the trend line of our long-term triangle, if you remember. So we have traded the triangle formally, and this trend line is continuing into the future. This market is jumping up around it. So, and also this is fib level 1411 and XOP. Currently, market shows the minor pullback after the major target has been hit. In general, personally, I'm watching for this kind of action. So this is A, B, C, top D pattern that leads us approximately to the 1395 area. So this target creates an agreement with the daily 14 even, daily average sold, and actually it corresponds to the idea of the engulfing pattern, which also should hit its target. And its target usually takes the shape of the ABCD pattern that we're watching for on hourly chart. So that suggestion that we have on the hourly chart is actually based on the daily patterns that we have. Maybe some other patterns will be formed here. I do not know what we could suggest. Maybe it will be here's free drive or something that could lead us to, well, but for the free drive it seems it's too small swings. But anyway, this market could complete this area because this is just the ABCD pattern based on the daily engulfing. So now everybody will keep an eye on the United States statistics, and there's two major questions: gross domestic product release and Fed policy. Speaking on the Fed policy, our suggestion, you know about it. So we think that this will be 25 points rate cut. This will be single issue, no continuation of into the longer term dovish cycle of the rate decreasing will follow. So this will be just one single rate cut, and then Fed will turn to a different policy, and that will be done for just to calm down the markets and satisfy them to complete its expectations, and to prevent the screams that Fed makes the uncertain decision, and it will be too contradictory to market expectation, just to avoid some chaos on the markets. Fed decided to cut the rate and then provide different policies, so they will just provide different comments on the perspective to change the market opinion. That will happen on the next week. All this stuff probably will be dollar supportive because currently at least some degree of the pricing in exists in the market, that market priced in not 25 points but 50 points rate cut, and not just a single rate cut but some more dovish policy into the future. So maybe the expectations have decreased of these events, but still, at some degree, they stand in the price of the commodities and the price of the forex market. That in turn could mean as Fed will turn to some more neutral policy that will support the dollar, and consequently, on the gold market, that could lead to continuation of the downside in completion of this ABC repation. Besides, speaking on the gross domestic product release, so I would suggest that it could be more positive than market expects, because in general the data in the second quarter was not really bad. And if we in the first quarter have got more than the 3%, approximately 3.5, 3.8, so in the second quarter it could be above the 2%, and that also could support the dollar. Because as I said, the overall situation in the United States economy tells that no recession stands, no hint of the recession stands. The market stands in a really solid growth, and that was, for me personally, it was the surprise when I heard that Fed intends to cut the rate, because in the current situation, Fed needs to raise the rates to hold the inflation, because market stands on the eve of the overheating. And I would suggest that the gross domestic product could be better than expected, but do not treat it as a signal to take in the short position on the gold, because personally, guys, I do not trade the data releases, and that's just my view. I do not call you to use it as the signal for trading. So that's in general the background that we will keep in mind when we will take a look at the gold market. So it means that in the current situation, we could watch for some bearish continuation patterns. For example, as you can see here, we see the market is forming a kind of the ABCD retracement up. So that could be minor godless cheaper to sell or something of that sort. Maybe some other patterns will be formed, but we're still watching for major daily setups that suggest deep reaction somewhere to the 14 even area.